What's up? So, here's your boy coming back to the channel with some NBA content. I haven't been too consistent with this style, but I do want to start perfecting it now. I'm sure it's clear by the title, but I'm a huge Mavs fan. Mainly a Luka fan, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Because, genuinely, I like the Mavericks as an organization, but look, if Luka leaves, I'm gone too. So, there's a lot of things that have happened with this team in the last few years. Like, we got Mr. Cause a lot, aka Kyrie. We got Jason Kidd. And also Mark Cuban is just wild, bro. If you know, you know. But more than anything, I've learned that Luka can do just about anything besides be a great defender. But maybe that'll change. He's getting better. I need this team to show me something I've never seen before. We're gonna have a tough conference, but I've seen Luka versus the Clips. We saw what he did to the pre-Big Three Suns. Lol. But every time we were relying on a Jalen Brunson, Maxi Kleber, or Tim Hardaway Jr. But now we got Riri coming in to put work. I'm sorry. I want to see this team use its pieces to show off Luka's off-ball ability. I know the ongoing narrative that he has no off-ball game, but I just don't believe that. This guy isn't Harden. We've seen Harden around multiple types of talent in almost every position, and it never worked. Luka never played with somebody who was even a top 25 to 40 level player. Kyrie is more in a lane that works for him too, with a LeBron 2.0. Luka is honestly just as good or even better than Bron at this age. Do your own research. So I genuinely think the pairing is great. I'm gonna cut this video up real simple and quick. We'll do each role and what I feel about what each player's goals this season should be. I'm gonna try to limit what I feel to about a sentence or two for each player. So, sorry if that's a little complicated, but I'm sure you'll get it after we start. Hope you enjoy. Point guard. To me, this is the best set of point guards we've had for Luka so far. I would like a defensive player like Pat Bev, but it's not bad at all. Luka. If I'm being honest, I genuinely want Luka to show people his defensive capabilities and off-ball work. I know with Kyrie on the team, there's a good chance he can put more effort into those things, which will help the team a lot. Jaden Hardy. Jaden is a solid and surprising player. I really want to see how he handles the pressure. He's gonna have to show us some poise and work ethic to keep this spot. For his game, I guess his handle could be a little tighter. Dante Exum. I love this signing and feel like it'll be good. Dante needs to prove he deserves to be the secondary point guard. Through consistent play and efficient results, I'm sure he could be a valuable backup later on. And now on to shooting guard. I'm honestly a little scared. I trust Kyrie to come through, but I'm really scared about our size. With players like Michael Porter and Austin Reeves, I think defense could really be a weak spot at the shooting guard. Kyrie. I know Kyrie will score and pass. Now, I just need him to be clutch. I feel like Kyrie defensively is fine. He just needs to keep his head in the game. I feel like him and Luka will gel well in this sense. Tim Hardaway Jr. We're gonna need one of his best 3-and-D seasons in a while. I don't expect a lot, but we just need good play and injury cautiousness. Seth Curry. I just need him to be as inspirational as possible. Small forward. I'm not sure what to expect this season from this role. We haven't really ever had these types of pieces, so I'm more curious how Jason Kidd is going to use them. Grant. A great pickup and a perfect fit with a player like Luka. We get what he had to offer last season, and we're green. Speaking of green, Josh Green. I'm expecting a jump from Josh. He really needs to establish his offense. If he can play a pseudo Michael Porter role, I think he could possibly start with Grant as a power forward instead. Derrick Jones Jr. We haven't seen much of him these last few seasons since his Miami run, but I still feel like he can be a permanent backup. He just needs to prove he still has that sauce. Power forward. I'm honestly unsure what to even think for this role. This is like my mystery candy this season. Prosper? I don't know anything about this guy besides on 2K he could shoot the lights out. Hope he does that in real life. Maxey. I've said we should trade Maxey for years now, but somehow he's still here. So I'm hoping he can up his shooting and improve his rebounding. He needs to perfect what he's good at to get a starting role. Markieff. We don't need much besides his experience and toughness. As long as there are no antics or injuries, I think he'll be a good defensive backup, almost like an older DFS. Center. I'm pretty confident saying that this is probably also the best center set Luka's had so far. We got size and options. Derek? I don't really know anything about this guy besides on 2K he can shoot the lights out. Hope he does that in real life. Dwight. Another player I'm genuinely surprised is still on the team. But if he can stay defensive and rebound oriented, he could earn a starting role. Rashawn. Also a player we haven't seen much since his debut in... Also a player we haven't really seen much from since his debut in Sacramento. I hope he can rekindle some of that flame he had before and be a good spark plug for us. And overall, I feel like this team has potential to be a real sleeper contender. With the right amount of coaching and free play, I think our offense will almost be unstoppable. Kyrie and Luka are genuinely just a perfect mix in my eyes. I just need to see how the pieces around them will operate to say how far we can go. At least I know this team is better than teams like the OKC, Timberwolves, and possibly the Clippers, depending on their injuries. I know this team, which gives me confidence that if we don't get struck down by horrible injuries, we'll have a pretty healthy system. Not to mention that when Jalen was on the team, they were setting offensive records in pacing and scoring, not counting the Kings currently. I believe Kyrie will only amplify that. If we can keep the perimeter well guarded, with our centers leading the charge, I think we can at least be a mid-defensive team. I don't see us being too high. I do possibly see this team being very high on the offensive side though, which could be our superpower this season. But anyways, to stop stalling, I feel like we'll be a 6 to 4 seed. I feel like barring some grand breakdown, we'll at least make the second round. This season doesn't need to be a championship, but we do need to see that the players we have around our stars are able to play the part. Best of luck to the Mavericks. But outside of that, just to get some free thoughts out without having something written down, all I can really say is compared to all the other seasons I've watched the NBA, there's always been some type of drama. And I was watching Swish Out's video, and he made a very good point when he said that this offseason we really did have a very, very quiet one. People were getting traded and moves were being made, but when it comes to the drama side of it, honestly, it was really not that much drama. It was really just trades and teams making moves and establishing different things for themselves. But genuinely, I do see that we have a lot of competition in the West this season. I had a feeling that these past 2 to 3 seasons were going to be some of our best chances to make it out of the Western Conference. And I feel like I was kind of right about that, because it feels like with how these teams are looking right now, of course, things aren't going to go perfectly for every single team. They're not even going to go perfect for our team. But I just really have a hard time seeing how we'll beat teams like the Lakers. I have a hard time seeing us beat teams like Sacramento or the Warriors, or the Nuggets. I don't really know what Jason Kidd could do with this team to be able to get Luka and Kyrie in a place to be able to get past those hurdles. But part of me does have a feeling that compared to every other season, and considering the fact that although we didn't make the playoffs, we made a run for the playoffs more near the end of the Kyrie and Luka run, even though they didn't really get to play much together. It does give me hope that by the time the All-Star break comes around, hopefully Luka's perfectly in shape, Kyrie's in shape, hopefully all of our players are in shape, and they come into the season ready to play, put their head down on the defensive side and just play. You feel me? Like, that's one thing that I kind of feel like this team hasn't done for a few seasons now. Like, we focused on the accolades, or focused on this record, or focused on beating just this team. But I feel like as a team, we haven't like built that culture of, all right, this is what we have to do to win. And I genuinely feel like adding Kyrie, a champion, a player who's been on multiple different teams, not the greatest leader, but still one of the better ones in the league. Like, he's still a better leader than Russell Westbrook and people like that. And honestly, he's about just as good of a leader as somebody like DeAndre Fox is, at least at this current level that we've seen him. So I really do feel like with that, and then also not to mention the fact that we've gotten some solid veterans around these younger players, I really do think that we might have a chance to, by the end of the season, be a real threat. I'm hoping that's the case, and I trust Luka. I know he a real one. Y'all know what I wanted to say, but he a real one. And, Luka season all day, baby. So I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'm out of here. Peace.